Last Halloween, I watched Scary Movie and I had fun with it, but it also unlocked a frighteningly vivid memory that had been buried deep within my mind. A memory of those horrible spoof movies from the early 2000s to mid-2010s. Remember these terrible films that were parodying a bunch of different movies from a bunch of different genres, and yet they all had the same 5 to 10 jokes repeated and recycled over and over and over again. In case you forgot, I made a little bingo card for you, just as a quick reminder of what we're getting into here. Yeah, get ready for a lot of fart jokes, poop jokes, sex jokes,
Look at Daddy.
weed jokes, gay people jokes,
I can't quite put my finger in you, on it.
black people jokes,
Oh, I mean, if you're black.
immigrant people jokes,
Por favor.
fat people jokes, ugly people jokes, trans people jokes,
I'm a tranny. I thought you knew.
animal violence. That's so much fun. Bad looking effects, scantily clad ladies, pop culture references, random celebrity impersonators, random dance numbers, and of course, possibly the biggest one of them all, people getting physically injured for the sake of comedy. Don't get me wrong, some parody films are great. Airplane is one of my favorite comedies.
How soon can you land?
I can't tell.
You can tell me I'm a doctor.
Genuinely well written, brilliantly acted. I love the Monty Python films, which kind of count as parodies. Big fan of Austin Powers as well. And even more recent films like What We Do in the Shadows were really entertaining and well made. But I'm not talking about those. What? No, I'm talking about this specific era where they would take a popular movie or various popular movies back then and basically remake them in order for you to point and say, hey, I recognize that thing.
You called about a dream extraction?
These are not real movies. There's no craft, there is no effort. They really are just surface level shitposts that somehow got copied and pasted for more than a decade before inevitably finally dying a slow and painful death. They're all shit, everyone knows that, but the question is, which one is the worst of them all? Well, that's exactly what I intend to find out, and to determine that, I scientifically engineered this tier list here. We got surprisingly not terrible, bad, awful, complete trash, and last and very least, unwatchable. But the thing is, even if we just focus on the bad ones, and even if we just focus on the early 2000s to mid 2010s, there are still way too many of these things to even count, even more than you think, I assure you. What the fuck is that? And since I don't feel like spending the next decade of my life doing this, just a few weeks, because that's so much better, I settled on 1, the more popular ones, and 2, the worst rated ones. And with that in mind, though it could have been many, many more, I ended up with a total of 7 movies that are almost guaranteed to have significantly shortened my lifespan. And now, at last, I can finally start this slow descent into hell, determine once and for all which parody movie is the worst.
Scary Movie.
We're kicking things off with Scary Movie 5, released in 2013, and this is by far the worst rated entry in the franchise, and the only one that doesn't star Anna Faris, which is a shame because she's great.
Oh.
Now, I've actually never seen the 5th Scary Movie, just like many other people I would assume. Nobody cared at that point, so I had no idea what to expect, and it turned out to be a parody of Mama and Evil Dead. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh wait, we're not done. It's also a parody of Paranormal Activity, Insidious, and Sinister. Okay, a little overcrowded perhaps, but at least it's still horror. Oh, we're doing Inception, 50 Shades of Grey, Black Swan, Planet of the Apes 2011 in a movie called Scary Movie. Why'd you do that? This is gonna age even worse than James Franco's career. Yes, it seems apparent at this point that they're just spoofing as many popular movies as possible with no jokes in mind.
Still got it.
No narrative or connective tissue in mind. They just want you to point at the screen and say, hey, I recognize this. And it's all fucking terrible. Alright, let's just get to it. Let's get to the movie. We open with Charlie Sheen and Lindsay Lohan filming a sex tape. Isn't that just hilarious? We get a bit of Paranormal Activity, a bit of Evil Dead 2013. As you can see, it's all very funny. and it just looks great. Okay, that's the joke we're ending the scene with. Cue the title card. Let me try to explain the premise as best I can. Charlie Sheen's dead now, and in the next scene, Mac Miller and Snoop Dogg find his 3 kids, but they're all weird and possessed. So Charlie Sheen's brother Dan and his wife Jody adopt them, just like in the movie Mama. And then they move into a creepy house, just like in the movie Paranormal Activity. And that's the basic setup, so now let the hilarity begin.
Great news.
The little mama kids are acting creepy. The Planet of the Ape monkeys are playing with their poop. The mom is dancing in a Black Swan parody that comes out of nowhere. The house is haunted. Again, it looks like they forgot to write jokes. Then they go into an Inception dream in a scene that is neither funny or purposeful.
Stay calm. Sorry. I dropped my phone in there.
That was your joke? There's a quick 50 Shades of Grey parody for no reason. The jokes are terrible and obnoxious. Here's a few examples.
Let's go. Shake, pop your body, shake, pop your body. What? I love Matt Damon. Jason Bourne.
And I already regret all of this. This was a horrible mistake. Believe it or not, we're halfway through the movie already. It's not even that I'm trying to speedrun this, it's just that nothing is happening. Everything is so all over the place. It's overcrowded. There's so much shit thrown at the wall, and yet there's really nothing to say. Anyway, there's more Evil Dead parody, which kind of briefly explains the origin of the Mama monster. I think, if I remember correctly, she was cursed in a cabin in the woods, and that is, without kidding, the closest we'll ever get to something resembling a plot point. So, if Jody finds that cabin, maybe she could find some answers.
If we can find that cabin, maybe we can find some answers.
Shut up. Meanwhile, I guess Dan adopted Caesar, the monkey from the Planet of the Apes. Yeah, let's check animal harm off the bingo card real quick. There you go. We're back to spoofing Black Swan. Again, such a weird, useless parody. Just like in the movie, Jody has sex with her rival, but turns out it was just a hot lesbian fantasy. They're basically just following the plot of Black Swan without really adding any jokes, and it has nothing to do with the overall plot, so why do we keep cutting back to it? I don't know. But at last, lo and behold everyone, there's a scene that I actually kind of enjoy a little bit. I'm not even kidding. Jody goes to the Evil Dead cabin seeking answers. She finds the Necronomicon and reads a passage, and the gag is actually pretty clever here. She keeps repeating the passage, hoping something will happen, without realizing it's invoking the dead-eyed demons every time she says it, and we keep cutting back to these guys upstairs ripping their limbs off and doing all sorts of crazy, gory, Evil Dead shit. You know what? That was pretty good. That was okay. Good job, Scary Movie 5. You did one thing right. One single thing. Can we stay here instead of doing Planet of the Apes and Black Swan? Please? I guess not. Yeah, they think the monkey is evil. They're too stupid to realize it was actually the mama monster. And yeah, that's it. That's the end of the Caesar plotline. I'm sure glad they put that in the movie. It was definitely funny and worth it and purposeful. Okay, here's a little more Paranormal Activity, more mama, and everything is as funny and clever as you can imagine. This Mexican maid lady shows up for a shit joke, literally.
I bake you this.
A shit pie?
It's a shit pie, everybody. It's a shit pie. Now, let's just get this over with. How about that? So Mama's about to jump off the cliff with the kids, just like in the movie Mama. I recognize this, and therefore this movie is good. But Jody and Dan obviously show up just in time. There's an epic battle, and by epic, I mean lame and stupid and unfunny. And in the end, Mama falls in a pool and gets eaten by a shark.
Told you that shark was gonna come in handy.
And that's funny because... well, we awkwardly wrap up the Black Swan plotline by having Jody give the lead role to her friend for no reason at all.
My family comes first. You dance the Black Swan.
I'm sure glad they put that in the movie. It was definitely funny and worth it and purposeful. And that's it. We're done. Well, that was Scary Movie 5. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. As a fan of the first two films, this was disappointing to say the least. Scary Movie 5 has that scary movie feel to it. It's just that everything is fucking awful. It's like modern day Simpsons. Sure, it's The Simpsons, but it's terrible and I can't stand it. It's just a pop culture orgy, a bunch of movies that were popular at the time without any connective tissue or any clever ideas on how to spoof them. Scary Movie is funny not just because it's a parody of Scream, but because the writing is actually pretty good and clever. They actually thought things through, whereas here, they went, okay, Planet of the Apes is popular, gotta put that in our movie. How about Monkey Throws Poop? That's it. I am a Hollywood writer, and that's what I came up with. I'll give the movie this though, in terms of 2010's humor, it was surprisingly not as bad as I thought. Obviously, we still get the classics, like scantily clad hot ladies, Mexican person joke,
Por favor!
stripper joke, animal cruelty, poop, and of course, say it with me, people getting injured. I mean, it is a lot of stupid slapstick comedy, but I get the feeling it'll get much worse down the road.
You are correct.
In the end, there's not 1,000 ways to say it. This simply wasn't funny. I did not have a great time watching this. Scary Movie 5 was really bad, but not to the point of suffering. I wasn't angry, just mostly bored. So we'll comfortably place it in the awful tier. Let's hope the sixth one is better.
Superhero movie.
Moving on to Superhero Movie, which was released in 2008, and it's mostly a parody of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, with a little bit of X-Men and Fantastic Four. This one was written and directed by this nobody, Craig Mazin. I'm assuming he didn't have much of a career afterward. Let's see here. Writer of Chernobyl and The Last of Us. I did not expect that. Okay, let's begin. Just like in Spider-Man, we open with Peter Parker, or Rick Riker in this case, trying to catch the bus. Rick lives with his aunt and uncle, and I am so happy to report that the uncle is played by none other than Leslie Nielsen. If you've ever been on this channel, you know how much I love this guy.
Although I will do almost anything I can for a laugh.
All right, now we'll begin.
Did you hear the starter pistol?
Anyway, Rick has a crush on Mary Jane, or Jill Johnson in this case. He also has a best friend, Trey. Little Kevin Hart jump scare for you. There you go. And one day, Rick's class goes on a field trip to this animal research lab.
No flash photography.
And it's run by our villain of the movie, Norman Osborn.
I'm something of a scientist myself.
Or Lou Landers in this case.
This is Lou Landers?
And you know what? The jokes aren't too bad.
Are you okay?
Yes, this is healthy golf blood. You're not Blaine and Julia Riker's son, are you?
I am.
How are they?
They died violently 9 years ago.
But otherwise okay?
That's pretty good. I'm not hating this so far. But you know where this is going. Rick gets bit by an insect that turns him into a superhero. Except in this one, instead of a spider, it's a dragonfly.
Mood swings, fluid retention, and once a month you'll bleed from your vagina.
So just like in Spider-Man, he's having his little bitch fever dream, and meanwhile, terminally ill Lou Landers is working on his machine that could cure his disease. So he tests the machine, but instead of turning into a sassy little goblin,
Oh boy.
he instead gains perfect health, but he has to drain life energy from a victim every day in order to survive. And so he becomes a supervillain called Hourglass.
I am the Hourglass!
Again, so far, can't believe I'm saying this. This is not terrible. It's an okay Spider-Man parody. It's fine. Speaking of which, time for Rick to discover his powers. There's a little fight scene with obvious dumb jokes. He grabbed the titties. Everybody, he grabbed the titties. Haha, writer of Chernobyl, by the way.
Fame? Money?
Don't forget the bitches.
Okay, we're shifting gears now. Time for a Batman Begins parody. And in this one, Rick is the one who accidentally kills his parents because he's a clumsy idiot.
Claim your...
It's an okay gag. It's not too bad. While we're at it, let's do X-Men. Might as well. Some of the jokes here are kind of bad. Some are kind of good.
Here we have children who can walk through walls. We have children who think they can walk through walls.
And some are very bad, and yet still made me laugh for some reason.
Make a costume, shithead!
Rick creates his superhero costume, and thus, Dragonfly is born. And then there's a little Fantastic Four gag with the Human Torch. It's so stupid, it's so dumb, it's like a little kid wrote the scene, yet I somehow chuckled throughout the whole thing.
Get the fire extinguisher! You idiot, stop!
Same writer as Chernobyl, by the way. After that, they pretty much just follow the plot of Spider-Man beat for beat, except with stupid jokes.
What Empire City needs is more cops. And a Hooters.
Rick becomes the Dragonfly's official photographer.
Wow, it's almost like you're the Dragonfly.
He has a little fight scene against Hourglass.
Titanium blades. They cut through diamonds. I'm not wearing any diamonds.
I'm just showing scenes of the movie at this point because I'm actually enjoying myself a little bit.
Great responsibility.
I was going to stick with bitches, but if you want to be a virgin for the rest of your life...
There's the Mary Jane kiss scene under the rain, of course. Out of nowhere, this guy from Final Destination 5 shows up and does an uncanny Tom Cruise impression.
He can't even fly. I can fly, okay? I can fly.
This just in, Tom Cruise is dead.
It's so damn good. Probably my favorite scene of the whole film. That was just great. Then there's the Thanksgiving dinner. Now, something I noticed here during the whole scene between Jill and Aunt Lucille. Jill is pretending to cut the vegetables, and I don't think this was supposed to be a joke, unless I'm mistaken. So she just looks like an incompetent idiot. Like, if you're not gonna cut them, how about don't show them in the shot? I don't know, I thought it was pretty funny. But anyway, they do the Spider-Man Thanksgiving scene, and it's once again a pretty faithful recreation, except with, you guessed it, more stupid jokes. Like, instead of a drop of blood falling down, it's a drop of piss. Sure, why not? I do like how they poke fun at this Aunt May scene, though.
Oh, it looks delicious.
Norman?
Aunt May is a savage bitch. So during the dinner, that's when Rick and Lou find out about each other's secret identities. Pretty funny scene.
And you have a cut on your lip.
My crack pipe broke. You have a scratch on your neck.
Met a girl on Craigslist. And you have a bruise on your neck.
I met a guy on Craigslist.
And then I'm so sorry to say Aunt Lucille dies right after, which is tragic, but not before squeezing out a hilarious fart joke. That was my favorite part of Chernobyl, the fart jokes. At this point, we've come to the inevitable parody movie funeral scene. We've seen those a lot, and they pretty much always go the same. Meaning, weird sex jokes with cadavers and people getting physically injured. Yeah, it's nothing we haven't seen before in those kinds of movies, but I don't know, there's something kind of funny about Aunt Lucille catching on fire. Okay, after that, more slapstick. And more. And more. And at last, it's time for the big finale. Hourglass is about to become immortal, but Dragonfly manages to save everyone just in time.
Oh, fuck!
And that's pretty much it. Dragonfly gets the girl at the end, and everyone's safe and happy. Except for Aunt Lucille, of course. That's it, the end. Well, color me surprised. This actually wasn't completely horrible.
Yes!
Sure, it's a parody from the 2010s, so we have plenty of poop jokes, fart jokes, more fart jokes, penis jokes,
Tiny penis.
famous people you recognize jokes, and of course, it's inevitable at this point, you know what I'm gonna say, people getting physically injured. But that's not all this movie has. There's also a lot of pretty well-written jokes that reminded me of movies like The Naked Gun.
Nice beaver.
Thank you.
I just had it stuffed.
Let me help you with that.
The "I'm not wearing any diamonds" line was probably my favorite.
They cut you diamonds. I'm not wearing any diamonds.
There are plenty of fun gags and memorable scenes, and even some of the dumb, random humor made me chuckle here and there. Yes, even Charles Xavier riding a toilet. Superhero movie is not winning an Oscar anytime soon. But God damn it, I would argue it was not terrible, and dare I say, pretty enjoyable, which is something I never thought I would say making this video. So we'll put this one in the surprisingly not terrible tier. But I somehow get the feeling this is the last time I'll be saying this.
Ah, foreshadowing.
Stan Helsing.
The next movie on the list is Stan Helsing, released in 2009. I don't really know why I chose this one. It's probably the lesser known movie of the bunch. I don't know, I saw Freddy Krueger and I thought it'd be fun. It wasn't, but as the title card clearly indicates, this is a parody. Thanks for letting us know. Although it's not really a parody movie in the sense that you think, it's more or less just a stoner road trip movie with its own standalone plot that also happens to feature a bunch of horror icons for like less than 5 minutes. Yeah, this poster is borderline false advertisement, so not what I expected at all, but don't worry, we still get plenty of poop jokes, weed jokes,
Dedicating myself, man.
gay jokes,
We're making gay porno.
fart jokes, more poop. Yeah, I think you know what we're getting into here.
No!
So, Stan Helsing is about Stan, a guy who works at Schlockbuster.
Schlockbuster, happy Halloween.
And I'm already a little confused with this one, as the first scene of the movie is Stan finding a giant cockroach that squirts juice on his face.
Oh, what the
And that's the scene. That's it, moving on. What am I watching? Here's the basic premise. Stan is going to a Halloween party with his friend T.
Come on, T.
And these two ladies here. But before that, he needs to drop off a bag of movies to the store owner's mom. So on to the stoner road trip we go.
Okay.
We start things off with a hilarious joke where they hit and kill a dog on the road. And then the owner shows up and he's very sad. He just lost his best friend.
Dad is here now.
Are you laughing yet? So the owner swears he'll get revenge, and this is never paid off ever in the movie. And that's the scene.
What just happened back there?
He just killed his dog.
What was the point of it? There was none. Then they give a hitchhiker a ride, but he turns out to be a crazy escaped convict. So they violently throw him out of the car, and this never comes back, and the scene is over. Okay. Then they stop at a gas station, and there's a creepy hippie lady. Stan takes a piss, and this guy is peeping on him. And that's the scene. We never see these guys ever again. What the why am I watching this? This is terrible. Alright, well, their car's out of gas.
And that crazy hippie lady didn't put any gas in the car.
So they have to make the delivery on foot and go through this spooky cemetery. And that's when we get the first joke of the movie that wasn't complete dog shit.
Never more.
That sounds familiar.
You're an idiot.
Hey, that sounds familiar too.
Faster, spit on it, spit on it.
Oh my god, 3 in a row. Something is going on.
That was fine, I guess. There's a cheap Michael Jackson file joke, which they already did in Scary Movie 3 6 years prior. Very original, good job guys. Alright, time to go to the pub, even though they still have a delivery to make and they're already very late to the Halloween party, but still they take the time to go grab a beer. Almost as if the screenwriter forgot what the plot of his movie was. But out of the dark, bottomless hole, a beam of light appears. Are my eyes deceiving me? No, it's comedy legend Leslie Nielsen. He's back, everyone.
Now what can I do for you?
Oh wait, he's in it for less than a minute and he doesn't have a single funny line. It's gonna be a long night, folks. God, what is going on now? They're singing Ring of Fire at a karaoke. Can you guess what I'm gonna say next? That's right, that was the scene. Didn't have any purpose. Moving on. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, the poster clearly implied that this movie would be filled with horror icons, and yet, 45 minutes in, not a single fucking thing happened. Well, thankfully, at last, finally, something happens. Pinhead from Hellraiser shows up. Alright, that looks pretty cool. You're winning me over, movie. Oh, the scene's over. Hey, look at that. Michael Myers shows up. And that's the scene. It's over already. It's almost like this movie is wasting my time. They stop by a church, and this guy tells Stan what the audience has figured out about an hour ago. Yeah, that's right. Surprise to literally no one on Earth. Stan is actually Van Helsing's descendant, and he's destined to defeat the monsters.
He is Stan Van Helsing, descendant of Dr. Abraham Van Helsing.
I mean, who could have guessed? And that's the scene. Our main characters are now throwing money at strippers that came out of nowhere. Isn't that just hilarious? They sure like their big boobs. Okay, that scene is over. We're never gonna see these characters ever again. Leatherface shows up, and at this point, I'm just at a loss for words. What is happening? Scene's over. Time for Jason to show up. The scene's over. Freddy shows up. Scene's over. You know, I'm not asking for much, but if only there was like a set piece, you know, something a little more elaborate, you know, like a scene in a movie, but no. All right, what else can we do to make this feature length? Let me think. Gay porno?
We're making a gay porno.
Sure. Okay, that scene's over. We're never gonna see these guys ever again. Let's just get this over with. In the end, the townsfolk offer a competition in which Stan and his friends compete against the monsters in a karaoke battle. And it's just as hilarious as you can imagine. Kill me instead. Please, for the love of God, kill me. So Stan and his gang sing and they win the competition, but you guessed it, none of that mattered because the bad guys still want to kill them. So Stan has no choice but to become a hero and defeat every villain by turning each of the monsters' weaknesses against them or something. Who cares? So he easily defeats them one by one without any conflict or effort whatsoever. That's what you want in the climax of your movie. The main character not struggling in any way.
Here. You've earned it, Stan Van Helsing.
I feel absolutely nothing. Stan gets the girl at the end, and that's it. We're done. Well, this was a horrible mistake. Not only is Stan Helsing barely even a parody, despite what the opening credits would suggest, there's also just not a lot to say about this giant piece of shit other than how horribly disappointing it is. I mean, Pineapple Express but with horror villains sounds like a lot of fun in concept, but that's the thing, that's it. All they had was a concept and no idea what to do with it. So we're stuck with a bunch of purposeless scenes that go nowhere, with failed attempts at comedy. Nothing that was set up is ever paid off. We have a boring, unfunny main character, annoying side characters, and cringe-ass antagonists that barely even show up. Again, this is borderline false advertising. Yeah, Stan Helsing was complete trash.
Welcome to the Terror Dome. Come on, jam!
A Haunted House came out in 2013, and it's a parody of Paranormal Activity. Those were all over the place in the 2010s, and they're the worst ones. Yeah, we're doing that again. This one's written by Marlon Wayans, who of course also wrote the first two Scary movies. He also stars as the lead in this, and you know, I think he's a really good actor. He's usually the best part of whatever shit movie he's in, so I don't know what happened here, but oh boy does he fucking suck ass. Although this is one of the more, I guess, recent parody movies, don't be fooled, every single joke belongs in 2003. Marlon is just lazily doing the same thing again, same tired formula more than a decade later. Don't believe me? Okay, well, let's get to the jokes. Vagina. Laughing at Spanish housekeeping lady because she's Spanish.
Es una negra malvada.
Fart jokes. Joking about the fart joke.
No, you have a ghost in your ass.
Retard joke.
He's my brother. He's a simple.
I'm his brother.
Racist joke.
Is the owner home? You're talking to him.
Yeah, right.
Gay joke.
You must be Malcolm. You're a lucky lady.
Marlon Wayans f***ing a stuffed animal.
Jeez, 2 dogs, 1 duck.
I truly have no words. Another weird sex scene. Sure, okay. Vagina again.
Vagina's crossed.
Stinky poopy joke. Literal poop. Marlon Wayans f***ing a desk. Weed joke. Immigrant joke.
I didn't know. I thought you was a ghost.
Or an alien. I was talking about your feet, not your citizenship or lack thereof.
Another sex joke. Rape joke that is also a gay joke. animal cruelty, and this time it's not just a little throwaway gag. No, they linger on that dead dog for a good 5 minutes.
Go toward the light, Shiloh.
Okay, thankfully we can move on. Oh god, we're still doing this. And of course, last but not least, people getting physically injured. Yeah, this one has it all. It has it all. Obviously, you know the story. A couple, Malcolm and Keisha, moves into a new house and they think there's a ghost haunting it. So they install cameras, spooky things happen. And that's really it. The remaining 88 minutes consist of hilarious gags. It's a real laugh riot. Yeah, let's keep going. Let the hilarity continue. All right, they call in a psychic to investigate. He's gay, and that's the joke.
Have you been with a man?
No.
He's gay.
Do you feel anything?
Just your dick in my bag.
Well, that's a start.
He wants to bang dudes.
And he just fucking has it.
He's gay, and that means he's thinking about cocks all the time. And that is literally the joke! Then they parody the most famous scene from Paranormal Activity, except it is impossibly cringe.
Shake that little mamacita, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake your little mamacita, shake it, lick it, lick it.
How embarrassing.
You know, there's no way to make this joke funny, it's just terrible, but I do think the gag would have worked slightly better had they kept the droning sound, with her just dancing to nothing. But no, they instead blast this terrible music that comes out of nowhere. It's so bad, nothing makes sense. Alright, they smoke weed with the ghost. Again, Marlon Wayans just recycling his 12-year-old jokes, except they're not nearly as good or clever. Then Malcolm's cousin, I think, shows up, and he screams and yells and screams even more. Then he leaves, and that's the scene. That was the scene. I'm sure glad they put that one in. Malcolm gets f***ed in the ass by a ghost. We're not even an hour in. I cannot believe this. It genuinely feels like I'm watching this movie at 0.5 speed.
We didn't want to do just a parody or some spoof movie because I don't like the rhythm of today's spoof movies.
They're very random.
It's too random, and what it is just people not understanding that there's a process and a science to put one of these together. And me and my brothers, we've been, is what we do.
Who do you think you are, man? He's literally describing his own movie. It's evidently a parody of a film with a bunch of random humor. What are you talking about?
Do you ever worry that your humor can go so far that all of that story and character gets lost, or is that not even possible?
Nope.
More cringe lines.
Call me MacGyver.
Dated lines.
Mm-hmm. Talk to the hand.
Talk to the really? And then in the end, I guess this turned into an Exorcist parody, because we haven't done enough of those. The priest makes a Pulp Fiction reference, and it's actually, decently funny.
Through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you.
But they then immediately feel the need to explain the joke, ruining it entirely.
Did you just quote Sam Jackson and Pulp Fiction?
Come on, yeah, we get it. How about shut up? Anyway, they beat the shit out of Keisha, and that gets the ghost out of her. There's the 100th sex joke of the movie.
This movie's about lust.
But oh no, Keisha's still possessed. And fucking course, we end with a fart joke. I cannot believe it. An hour and 25 minutes has never felt longer in my whole life. At least the other films have, I don't know, different set pieces, a little bit of variety, some sort of a narrative to follow, ever so slightly. I can't tell you how exhausting it was to see them try and fail to be funny in the same 2 or 3 locations throughout the entire thing, just repeating the same jokes over and over and over again without any variety or any punchline for that matter. A Haunted House is unbelievably lazy. All of these films are lazy, but this is an excruciating watch. But don't take my word for it, I guess, because it's one of the better reviewed parody movies of my list. And also, I guess Marlon Wayans is saying that it's a masterpiece or something. Tweeted something fucking weird. I can't find the post, but I think he tweeted something like, my movies have become cult classics and everybody loves them, and he mentioned A Haunted House. Like, what what are you talking about, dude?
Do you ever worry that your humor can go so far that all of that story and character gets lost, or is that even possible?
Nope. Dude, why do people like this movie? Why do people enjoy this movie? I guess credit where credit's due. This gave me a half smile.
Now, there are two kinds of paranormal entities. Okay, yeah, like Casper, the friendly ghost.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's fun. And this one actually gave me a very slight chuckle.
How you doing, crazy bitch?
That was pretty good. Good delivery. And that's literally it. Otherwise, not a single joke landed. And 2013 is way too late. This humor belongs in an early 2000s comedy. I guess it's just a little disappointing to see that Marlon Wayans didn't improve or evolve as a writer through the years, and in fact got much, much worse. The first couple scary movies were fine. They were fun. Dare I say, pretty good. This is anti-humor.
So that's just the way you tie up a joke.
It's like not even comedy.
What is that, holy water? No, it's new cologne from Chloe and Lamar. It's unisex.
I don't understand this. So the joke here is that what you think is holy water is actually perfume? What is the joke? What's the joke? Why would that be funny? There was no setup. There was evidently no punchline. It's just you thought holy water was burning her, but it's perfume.
So that's just the way you tie up a joke.
I hate this with all my heart. Let's just put this shit where it belongs. There you go. So, what's the definition of insanity again?
You don't know me like that.
Round 2, motherfuckers, let's do this. I genuinely don't see how it could be possible to get any worse. We pick up right after we left off. Keisha's still possessed. Malcolm is bringing her to a hospital. This guy's back, giving me a headache already.
Head spinning around, vomiting everywhere. Possessed like Kanye. We're eating grapes in the grocery store. Pistol whipping with the butt of the gun. You ain't no bitch in there, homie. I didn't cry. I do a mean impression of the butler. Cuz you a bitch, homie. Bird flu is contagious.
Please stop talking. So basically, in this opening scene, there's a car crash that kills Keisha.
I think Keisha's dead.
And Malcolm abandons her and runs off.
Deuces.
Sweet ghost, homie!
Wasn't that hilarious? He abandoned his dead wife. That's funny. Right?
Everybody's laughing. You got the craft service person laughing. You got the grip laughing. You got the cameraman laughing. You got the director laughing. That makes me feel good. I knew I did something. It made me feel accomplished. Just making people laugh.
It's a year later. Malcolm has a new girlfriend, Megan. She has 2 kids, Becky the slut and Wyatt the kid with the imaginary friend, Tony.
Tony says, oh, hell no. I ain't your slave.
And they all move into a new home that, you guessed it, is also haunted. You know what? Let's just get to the shitty jokes and get this over with. Vagina. Like in the first movie. Animal cruelty. Just like in the first movie. Malcolm having sex with a doll. Kinda like in the first movie.
You won't give me splinter.
How embarrassing.
Immigrant joke about a Mexican guy who speaks Spanish, like in the first movie.
No habla español.
Tape joke, like in the first movie. Vagina again.
Vagina.
Poop joke, like the first movie. Another dead dog. Another scene. More farts. Weed joke, like in the first movie. Racist joke, like in the first movie.
When I first found out that there was a black guy moving in the neighborhood, I was like,
hurting even more animals, if you can believe that. More poop jokes. More weed. Gay rape joke, like in the first movie. More weed. And of course, people getting injured, like in the first movie. Yeah, Marlon Wayans thought his jokes in the haunted house were so incredibly funny that he simply decided to do them all again. Literally all of the same jokes.
We even call back stuff from the first movie.
But this time, we're not just spoofing Paranormal Activity. No, we got even more parodies. Annabelle, Sinister, Conjuring, Insidious, and it's all just so funny.
I'm gonna make a horror comedy, not make a parody. Parodies will die out. A horror comedy will live forever. And
what the fuck are you talking about? This is literally a parody of a bunch of horror movies. Are you high? Just like in the first movie, they need help to get rid of the evil spirit, so the priest is back.
Let me just explain to you why I became a priest. The obvious one is for the little boy.
FBI, open up!
And they also find a parody version of the Warrens from The Conjuring, and their whole thing is that they argue all the time and hate each other. Hey, take a guess if that gets old real fucking fast. Take a guess. Yes, it does. A stereotypical Mexican neighbor shows up as well for some reason, and they all come together to exorcise the demon. But it doesn't work, and Malcolm is possessed now. So just like in the first movie, everyone beats the shit out of him to get the demon out. So that's about it, we're pretty much done, and I kid you not, they end on a "uh-oh, she's right behind me, isn't she?" joke.
She's right behind me, isn't she?
It's so bad. Surprise to no one, this was an embarrassing, lazy, insulting piece of garbage.
Horror comedy will live forever, and
I was cautiously and naively optimistic at first. I thought there would be an attempt at an actual narrative, maybe a slight effort with the screenplay, take a look at what worked and didn't work with the last movie and try to improve. And at first it started off promising. Malcolm is struggling as a stepdad. There's a bit of a love triangle between his girlfriend and the Annabelle doll he keeps having sex with. Keisha shows up at one point and she's mad at Malcolm for abandoning her. Hey, it's not much, but those look like some elements of a plot, and then none of it gets paid off. It instead devolves into a hodgepodge of bad jokes, terrible skits, and awful parodies with no connective tissue and no attempt at resolving anything that was set up before. I was also hoping this would be more fun since they're parodying multiple movies instead of just one. I feel like there's more comedic potential with that, and I was wrong. Sinister in particular was especially painful. Yikes. Every Sinister tape parody is so bad. It's like Looney Tunes humor for kids, but in this raunchy R-rated comedy full of jokes. Yeah, those were by far the most embarrassing scenes of the movie. I could not believe my eyes. Otherwise, like I said, it's literally the same jokes from the first haunted house, except this time everyone's also screaming constantly.
Call 911!
At one point, Marlon Wayans makes fun of the Scary Movies sequels that don't involve him and his family.
When are they gonna stop making scary movies without the Wayans? They fucking suck.
Which would have been a really fun joke if your movies didn't fucking suck too. You can guess the punchline of every single joke from a mile away.
Bring the Mexican into your house and, oh, he must want tequila. We should give him tequila.
They're all painfully predictable, which is one of the worst insults you can give a comedy. And that's really all I got. This was yet another insufferable experience. I really don't know which one I hated the most out of the two. I don't know, I guess I'll put it maybe slightly above the first movie just because it didn't feel as repetitive, but believe me, this was still, without a doubt, unwatchable.
Vampires suck.
Uh-oh, time for the obvious Twilight parody, Vampires Suck, released in 2010 from the writers and directors of epic movie Meet the Spartans and disaster movie. Oh, great news. I actually don't mind Twilight because I do still believe they are funny bad movies. Watch this with a couple friends, throw in a drinking game, you're gonna have a great time. If you like cringe, you got your gold mine right there. My point being, I don't see how you can parody something that's already unintentionally hilarious and terrible.
I like my own personal brand of heroin.
I'm curious how they're gonna do that. I'm really going in blind with this one, so I guess let's just get to the movie. And we open on a good old Team Edward versus Team Jacob joke.
Oh my god, there is Edward, we love you, you're the best. No, Jacob's the best.
Yeah, you can already check off people getting injured. They're recreating the scene from Twilight 2, I believe. The one where Edward exposes himself to die or something, I forget. But in here, he gets fully naked and has a disco ball on his dick. Lol, so random. Okay, let's go back to the beginning.
Let me start from the beginning.
Shut up. We meet Becca and her dad, Sheriff Frank, and less than 3 minutes in, I mean, I think it's about time we get a tits joke.
I mean, look at the size of those tits.
Alright, this looks miserable, but let me drop a big fat bomb here and tell you that so far, I'm not completely hating this. There's some fun little jokes here. Becca puts on a teen angst playlist, and the lyrics are kind of fun.
I feel so lonely, nobody gets me.
captures the obnoxious melodrama fairly well. There's decent vampire gags.
There's something strange about this town. Couldn't put my finger on it.
It's not horrible. Becca then settles into her new place, and hey, you know what? Unlike a haunted house, the jokes here, although not excellent, at least make sense with the story and the characters. Frank is feeling lonely. He doesn't have anyone in his life, so this joke makes sense and is kind of fun.
What's that?
It's been lonely since your mom left.
He's struggling to accept that his baby girl is now grown up.
I guess it's hard for me to accept my little girl's growing up.
So there's a stupid baby joke.
I wasn't his little girl anymore.
Hey, I know it's not much, but it's better than f***ing a stuffed animal for 15 minutes for no reason whatsoever. Anyway, we also meet Jacob, who's a werewolf. And of course, Edward, the vampire, and his family, the Sullens.
Their skin is ice cold. They feed on human flesh, and they all sleep in coffins. Maybe they're Canadian.
Hey, come on. We only do 2 of those things, okay? I like the little joke about how every single guy is in love with Becca, despite her complete lack of personality or charisma.
Damn, girl, you seem really boring and frigid. You want to go to the prom with me?
Easy, predictable joke, but kinda liked it. And speaking of easy and predictable, of course they parody that scene in the first movie where Edward nearly fucking barfs when he sees Bella, because she ate garlic or something. The thing is, the scene from the actual movie is already hilarious and horribly cringe. So, it's honestly hard to do better, but I guess the hazmat suit was pretty funny. Then those stupid bad guys from the first film show up, and there's a really bad Black Eyed Peas joke.
You're the Black Eyed Peas!
Lame, not funny, let's move on. It's now time to parody another infamous scene from Twilight.
Say it. Out loud.
Vampire.
Again, at the risk of repeating myself, the real scene is already extremely funny and stupid and terrible. The stupid camera work, the abominable acting, the cringe dialogue.
Heroin.
So yeah, again, hard to parody something that's already so unintentionally funny. And it doesn't help that, for some reason, the jokes in this scene are just really bad.
Say it.
Jonas Brother.
Lame, not funny, let's move on.
I am a killer.
Okay, I kind of like that one. At this point, Edward and Becca are developing a romance, so it's time for her to meet Edward's family, and the whole scene is nearly identical to the real one from Twilight. Honestly, Twilight is so bad you can barely tell which one's the parody and which one's the movie. The jokes here are a mix of decent, meh, and bad, but overall, somehow still not hating this? What is wrong with me?
Your nose.
Yeah, I knew I shouldn't have partied last night with Lindsay Lohan.
Well, after this little incident with the family, Edward leaves Becca, knowing she'll never be safe with him.
I now know as long as I'm around you, you'll never be safe.
Which is sad, but she seems to be taking it pretty well. Maybe it'll be better after a good night's sleep. I guess not. And that's when the love triangle begins. Look, Jacob's hot now, and mommy likes. Fortunately, after that, we get a streak of pretty bad jokes, like Jacob being a chihuahua. I guess that's the punchline. And his wolf pack starts dancing to It's Raining Men. And it goes on for too long. Meanwhile, Edward's real depressed, and I like his performance here. This made me chuckle a little bit.
Why can't they just be together?
God, this love-hate relationship I have with this movie is even more toxic than Bella and Edward's. There are some things I really enjoy and some things that I hate, but we're nearing the end of this already. This film's like 70 minutes long. So at this point, Edward is convinced that Bella's dead, so he wants to commit vampire suicide, meaning I get naked in the sun or something, and that's forbidden. So the Zolturi show up to stop him, but Becca also shows up, very much still alive, so Edward doesn't want to die anymore. That makes one of us, but it's too late now. The Zolturi are pissed. And you know what that means. That's right, baby. There's a cheap little fight scene with very unfunny gags. Yeah, none of the humor's working for me here, except for when the bad guy does this. For some reason, that got a chuckle out of me. I think I'm just tired at this point. Time for the climax. They make a deal. If Becca becomes a vampire, the Zoltri will leave them alone. So Edward bites her. They get engaged. Everyone's happy.
I love you, Becca.
Oh. Okay, well, that was Vampires Suck, a movie that I thought was going to not be good. You know what? I somehow did not hate it.
Boo.
In fact, I'm surprised at how many times I went, that joke didn't suck. Unlike Vampires. Don't get your hopes too high, though. This is still a parody movie from the 2010s, so you know what we're in for. Penis. Burp joke. Random, unfunny pop culture references.
The Kardashians are in town.
Fart joke. And of course, people getting injured. But that's honestly surprisingly not too bad for a parody movie. No black people joke, no gay people joke, no poop, no gratuitous sex jokes. Instead, the humor mostly makes sense in the context of the story and the characters. Jacob's a werewolf, so they make werewolf jokes. Edward's a vampire, so they make vampire jokes. Frank is an overprotective dad, so they joke about that. Becca is an angsty, misunderstood teenager, so they poke fun at that.
Let me check your levels. Oh, it's not good.
It's not even great writing, it's just the bare minimum. You ever heard of that, Marlon?
A horror comedy will live forever.
And unlike most of these movies, at the very least, there's a story to follow.
Your life?
Overall, this really is a love-hate relationship. A lot of the movie is boring and dull. A lot of the jokes fall completely flat, but there's also a lot of jokes that made me chuckle. A lot of fun visual gags that I thought worked pretty well. And for once, I also have to praise the actors here. They seem to have put a lot of effort into recreating the terrible performances from the actual movies, especially the lady playing Bella.
Great.
The lip bites were spot on, nailed it. And putting her hair behind her ear every 12 seconds. That never got old for me. It's just uncanny how accurately she captured Kristen Stewart's terrible performance. I love it. Maybe the haunted house movies are clouding my judgment, making any movie I watch afterwards seem like a masterpiece or something, because I kinda had fun. But let's be realistic here. Let's not kid ourselves. This was bad. This is a bad movie. It's just that it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. But hey, once again, don't take my word for it. Vampires Suck has much worse reviews on all platforms than A Haunted House, so maybe I'm the dumb, stupid one. I don't know. But hey, speaking of dumb, let's watch one final parody movie.
Disaster movie.
Taste it.
Oh boy, looks like I saved the best for last. From what I hear around every corner of the internet, Disaster Movie is apparently the worst parody movie to exist. But since my opinion is the objectively correct one, I'll be the judge of that. Can it really be worse than the Haunted House movies? This is it, folks. The moment we've been waiting for. Who's gonna take the crown? Who'll take the fall? There's only one way to find out and end this once and for all. Without any further ado, let's watch Disaster Movie.
Fuck my life.
And we start with a 10,000 BC parody. Everyone remembers that movie, right? And they waste no time with the cringe. A man falls in a pile of shit. A man screams like a lady. Hilarious! Gladiators gag that goes on for 5 minutes and that is horribly unfunny. Amy Winehouse joke. God, this is embarrassing already. This terrible line.
Everyone's on Facebook.
Yeah. Then Amy chugs a bottle of alcohol. Well, that didn't age very well, did it? Little burp joke for you. Ain't that just so funny and clever? Well, at least the joke doesn't go on for way too long, so that's good. Oh. And ladies and gentlemen, that was our opening scene. I nearly died of embarrassment, and I'm so sorry to say we're not even 10 minutes into the movie. This is our main character, Will, who's throwing a birthday party for himself. We got more jokes here, like ugly girl, normal looking girl, but with hairy body, Dr. Phil taking a shot. It's funny because I recognize who this is. No Country for Old Men parody for no goddamn reason.
Call it.
Super bad parody. Oh my god, this is a nightmare. Can we pump the brakes just for a second? Nope. Here's a Wanted Bullet Curve parody. Ladies fighting in a ring for what seems like an eternity. Oh, look, it's Juno from the movie Juno. For the love of God, make it stop. Oh, look, they're doing High School Musical now. Sure, why the fuck not? Hey, at least it doesn't go on for way too goddamn long. I cannot believe my eyes right now. Wow, this is so bad. But at last, we take a quick break from the obnoxious movie references. Oh, voice crack. The world is now ending. Yeah, remember how this was supposed to be a movie about disaster movies? Yeah, you know, movies like Juno. Anyway, there's some kind of meteor shower. The city's falling apart. This all reminds me of the year 2025. So at this point, you'd think they would focus on the disaster, since that's the title of the movie, but no. What we actually need is for Hannah Montana to show up.
Keep rocking!
And the joke doesn't go on for way too long, so that's good. Oh my god. Look, it's Hancock. Remember him? Remember Hancock from the movie Hancock? I'm really glad they put that in the movie. Piss joke, poop joke, people getting injured. Okay, the group of characters whose names I forgot take shelter inside a garage, and hey, look, it's Sex and the City. Remember Sex and the City? Hey, doesn't Sarah Jessica Parker look like a man? So her and Juno are gonna get into a fight now. Yeah, let's just have them beat the shit out of each other, and that's funny because. Well, that sure was a scene in Disaster Movie. But now, how about a Jumper parody?
I'm a jumper.
You remember Jumper? The movie nobody remembers? Yeah, let's parody that. Let's do that one for no reason. Wait, shut up. There's not a second to waste. Look, here's Narnia. Yeah, I sort of vaguely remember Narnia. Okay, what other shit could we possibly throw at the wall? Disney's Enchanted? Really? Really? I wonder where this is gonna go. Oh god, they're doing Step Up now. I wonder where this plot point is gonna go. Nowhere! This is more of a musical than a disaster movie, and yet the movie's called Disaster Movie. Look who shows up! It's Iron Man, everybody! And a cow falls on him. Quick question, do you think we're ever gonna get a plot point in this movie? Shut the hell up! Here are the Chipmunks singing We Wish You a Merry Christmas! Shut the hell up! They're now singing another song. We're still doing this, huh? Now they're singing heavy metal, and that's funny because— Shut up! Look, it's Batman! And he gets severely injured, and that's the joke. Batman oh my god, please shut up already, because look, it's Speed Racer. Do you remember Speed Racer? You remember that movie? Look, it's Michael Jackson. I'm losing my goddamn mind, and I like it! Oh look, it's Vanessa Lachey of Love is Blind fame, and she pulls the crystal skull from Indiana Jones out of her vagina, and for some reason, they have to return it somewhere, and that'll stop the world from ending. At this point, honey, it already did. We're now doing a night at the museum thing. Oh, God. Now Beowulf shows up from the movie Beowulf. And nobody remembers that fucking stupid movie.
It's kind of gay, bro.
Let's Kung Fu Panda. Let's have Kung Fu Panda show up, and he slaps the princess. Throw in the fight scene that goes on for 10 minutes or an hour. I don't even know anymore.
I'm a tranny. You knew.
Oh, God. Okay, we're almost done here. Here's Indiana Jones, except he's black and he's a little person. That's funny because... Oh, look, he put the crystal skull on the altar and the world is saved. Will marries Vanessa Lachey of Love is Blind fame. Is love truly blind, everyone? I don't know. It'll take 10 seasons to figure it out.
Is love truly blind? Is love truly blind? Is love truly blind? Is love truly blind?
Is love truly blind?
And the movie is over. Well, it turns out Disaster Movie was a complete disappointment. Let's get straight to the point. We have to create a new tier for this one because not only is disaster movie unwatchable, it's also suicide-inducing. This might possibly be the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. It's a fucking embarrassment. I truly have no words. Well, we've watched many parody movies tonight. Some decent, some bad, some terrible. But one question remains. What is the worst parody movie? It's disaster movie. There's not a single redeeming quality about this horrific piece of shit. Sure, I did recognize about 5,000 different movie references and pop culture references. It's just, there's a little problem, which is that they forgot to write jokes or write a movie for that matter. Even high out of my mind or blackout drunk, there is not a single way I could watch this movie and enjoy myself. Disaster movie sure lived up to its stupid fucking name. It is the worst parody movie ever made. This whole thing was a horrible idea. I regret everything and I quit. I'm done making videos forever. Thank you. It was nice while it lasted. See ya. Take care. Bye-bye.
Suck on my placenta.